Hi guys, welcome back to Work In, Workout. My name's Charles and today we're looking at landmine rows. That's an exercise that's going to work the back. It's a really good compound exercise. A compound exercise is something that works more than just one muscle group. It works a number of muscle groups together, so you see a number of benefits coming out of this exercise. So I'm just going to show you a close-up of what my equipment is that I've got laid out here. I'll show you what I used to do, my landmine rows that I've got here in my home gym setup. If you want a similar setup to help you do landmine rows, which is a great compound exercise, then check out what I show you, and I'll leave some details in the description box below. I'll leave some links in there for you to be able to go out and get your equipment so you can do this exercise at home too. I've jumped behind the camera, and what you can see here, I've got a dumbbell on top. If I just show you, it's an anchor. So this here is an anchor. It's got two fittings on it. One for an Olympic bar, which is just underneath here. So that's Olympic size, that's 50 millimeters or 2.5 inches. On top, it's a standard bar setting, so that's would allow for a 25 millimeter bar, which is what I've got here. The main attachment can actually cantilever around, so that means that, you know, when you do this exercise, it does, especially when using heavy weights, it does tend to move around. So if you're going for an anchor, make sure you go for one that has got as much motion as possible. Now this one, it's in a sort of diamond shape, so you can see the other bit coming out here. So I put it underneath a piece of equipment, so it's really good like that. If you want to carry it around, it's got a hook there as well. Then for some extra stability, what I've done is I've got a big old 40 kg dumbbell here just to hold it down, because it does still move around when you start to go heavy on the weight on the bar. But you can fit underneath a piece of equipment. If you've got a more permanent setup, it's got holes here, so you can actually screw them into the ground. With my one, I want to move it around. I want to take it out with me when I do workouts outside. So I don't really want to screw it down into the floor, so I'll just put something heavy on it. I can either put a heavy dumbbell, or what I could do is get a plate and actually just place the plate on top. That's what I did the last time I worked out, for example. But today I'm using a dumbbell to hold it, to anchor it down. So actually anchor this. You can order those online. Links will be in the description below if you want to get yours. There's different types. I've gone for this one here, like I said, with the swivel joint so that can move around. So I've got my standard size bar here. Coming up to the other side, I've just got a mat, so you can use rubber matting, you can use carpet, or you can just use the floor. But if you just want to be careful in terms of putting down heavy weights, put something that you can put the weight down. So as the bar comes down, or with the weight on it, this is just to sort of cushion the blow a little bit. So I'm just protecting my floors. This is another good piece of equipment. It's not branded. I bought it on Amazon. This cost me probably about £25, something like that. I'm not entirely sure, maybe a little bit more, I think actually. But basically this is an attachment that goes onto the bar, so you slide it down. Let me just show you that for you actually. There we go. So it goes onto the bar, and then, you know, you hold it with two hands. Obviously that's my right hand there, and then you pull the weight up. It's really good for working the lats, but you'll see a demonstration in a second. Here I've got my weight. I usually warm up light with just a bar, then I start to add weights, and then I've got my clips to hold the weight in place, because with this exercise things do tend to move around, both on this end, especially with this attachment, because it doesn't lock into place, and at the other end things tend to move around over there a little bit, hence the weight on top and sort of jamming it underneath a piece of equipment, which this one is designed to do with that flat plate. So there you have it. That's what you need for your landmine row: your straight bar, your anchor, your clips, your weight. Now you can actually grab the bar directly and do an over and underhand grip. So I've only got one hand here, I can't really show you, but when I do the exercise you'll probably see. That's one way of holding the bar. So one hand here, then you place the other hand just below it there and pull it up to your chest. Or if you've got a piece of equipment like this, there's different types of attachments you can get, so you can find one that's suitable for you. I'll leave some links in the description below. And different attachments can work you in slightly different ways. So this one's fairly narrow, good for the lats. You can go for some wider grip attachments, which gives you a different range of motion and works with slightly different muscles. So, you go for whichever one you're looking to be most suitable for what you're trying to achieve. But yeah, let me get into the exercise. Here we have the setup. So just to recap on the equipment, we've got our anchor. This one's wedge shaped. There are others that you can get available that can help anchor down your straight bar that you're going to use for this Landmine row. So this one's wedge shaped. It's got a handle in it, so you can actually take it with you. It's actually quite heavy, this one. You can take it with you if you want to go to a gym or a place where you want to do your Landmine rows. Could be outside, for example. This one I've wedged underneath this piece of equipment. If it's heavy enough, if you need more weight like I've got, then you can use a dumbbell, for example, or a plate, which I've used previously. Got a handle here. So this one I bought off the internet. If you want one similar, then I'll leave a link in the description below. But as you can see, you'll adopt this sort of stance right here to be able to do your rows. Another variation, if you, for example, weren't using any attachment, you could put a mixed grip, hand over hand, and pull into your chest. You get a slightly bigger range of motion, but maybe you want to use, for example, a wider grip. So there are some pieces of equipment you can buy to accessorize this particular workout, where, for example, you've got a wider grip because you've got a bar that comes perpendicular to the straight bar, and you'll be pulling like this. So you'll be pulling at a much wider angle to work your muscles in a slightly different way, slightly different range of motion. So just to show you the overhand, underhand, you pull up to the bar like that, pull up to your chest, bent knees, straight back but neutral back, because what you don't want to do is, for example, be looking down where you might be arching your back and then creating a vulnerability point. So what you want to do is be looking straight, eyes forward, chin up when you're doing your motion. The same way that you'd be doing if you're doing a deadlift. So you're doing that, a little bit of leg activation, and then it's all in the arms. If you're using your legs too much and you're kipping, then that's a problem because you're not using your arms properly. Yes, you could probably do a slightly heavier weight, but then you have to catch that weight again on your way down. If you're kipping, it's a bit like, I think what they call double dipping or something like that. So, you want to get to a comfortable weight where you're just using your arms. So let me set up and do a demonstration. So first on, in this instance, goes the attachment. So that goes on there. I'll lower it down and then attach my weight. Always start light, to get a nice warm up, and then obviously as you progress through your sets, if you're doing, say, sets of 10, which is the usual for most workouts I do, then you do 1 set of 10, 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, and then maybe add some extra weight to the bar and do it like that until you get to the maximum weight that you're comfortable with. Right, so we've got the plate on there. Then as you can see, it moves around quite a lot. At the back we've got the dumbbell. At the front, to stop the weight from moving around too much, we'll put the clip on and to hold that in place. So legs shoulder width apart, arms just inside your legs, just like a bent over rows exercise. Now the same mechanics, only the weight you're using, instead of it being free, it's actually levered in and anchored down. So leg shoulder apart, and you pull through to the chest. Let's go 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As I'm on a concentric part of my movement, I feel a number of muscles burning. As I said, this is a compound movement which works a range of different muscles. So as I'm in this static position, for example, I can feel it burning in my quads to help stabilize me standing up with the weight. I can feel it in my traps, my rhomboids, my lats. This one is also good for the teres minor and the teres major, which are responsible for helping a pulling motion. I can feel some flex in my pecs. I can also feel some flex in my upper back, so we're talking about my traps there. So I could even feel a bit of burn in my shoulders. And then on the eccentric part, you always want to lower the weight gently whilst maintaining your position to get a really good workout. So it's a full body compound movement. That's why I like this exercise so much. And if you're having your own home gym set up, you know, people know about the bench. For the bench press, you've got a straight bar, maybe you want to do a deadlift as well. But if you really want to work a number of muscles, this is a pulling exercise, but it's compound and works so many different muscles that I just mentioned, maybe a few more. Then this is an essential to having a home gym set up. So to that end, you'll need your anchor, you'll need your straight bar, ideally have an attachment or two, and then you can get going with your landmine rows. Thanks for joining me here on Work In, Work Out. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you found it useful. If you did, drop a like and do share the video if you know anybody else that needs to know some good ideas for a back workout, pulling workout, or indeed a compound workout that works so many different muscles. This exercise is really good for getting the thickness in the back, and so I'd really recommend it. Can't recommend it enough. If you subscribe to the channel, then you'll get recommended the content more regularly. If you like this sort of content, you like to see content from this channel, and if you ring the bell, then you'll never miss out when a new video gets uploaded on the channel. So do look out for that if you think that can benefit you. I'd just like to say I do some content on Instagram, so you can find me there. You can find me at Work In Workout TV. That's Work In Workout TV on Instagram, where there's some interesting content that I post there. So do look out for that. And I do thank you for joining me today. Hopefully this is giving you a good demonstration of what you need to do a landmine row, the benefits and the muscles that it works. And I'll see you next time. Oh, do leave a comment down below in case maybe there's a muscle group that I missed out in terms of the landmine row. If you've got any ideas for any great exercises you can do with the landmines, do let me know down in the comments below. See ya.